quoting Bubba.
Bubba.
I'm actually quoting Bubba,
Bubba, yes.
ex-President Clinton.
Ex-President Bubba.
And he was
Could
being
you define
impeached.
the word is, please?
Yeah, he was being impeached for his
cigar usage.
His cigar usage. Is that one pre-dipped?
No. All right, everybody, welcome out to the Log Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, September the 14th, 2021. Jersey Johnny coming at you, and with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai. Say hello, Mr. Samurai.
Mouthful of well, today is National Eat a Hoagie Day.
It is National Eat a Hoagie Day. Happy National Eat a Hoagie Day, everybody.
But we're not in Philadelphia, so
I'm
eating a delicious
sub day. There you go.
It's quasi-delicious.
How about a grinder?
No, I used to live up in Grinder
I was going to say you used to live up in Grinderville.
What's interesting is they didn't always call them grinders. A lot of times they would call them subs. The only thing that was always a grinder up there, Italian grinder, which is weird.
Italian grinder?
Yeah, Italian grinder.
Italian
grinder. I'm telling you, it's a grinder.
There you go. So well, anyway, it is National Eat a Hoagie Day. So go out and eat a hoagie if you haven't gotten dinner yet and you don't know what to do. Go eat a sub.
Go eat something.
There you go. Gotta love it.
Before you drink a lot, which is a big possibility tonight.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry about the intro there. It was
I don't know that I can drink as much as Augie Carton's been drinking today, though.
Who can? I mean, he's the man, the myth, the legend, right?
Oh, we know people that can, but he is a man, he is a myth, he is a legend.
Mm-hmm. And you got to. Well, you said his name once. You said his name once, right?
I did say his name once.
Well, say it again.
I'm going to say Augie Carton.
All right. But a third time.
You know, and John, who brews this beer?
That beer is brewed by Augie Carton. There he is. Look at that.
Say it 3 times, the man appears.
Say it 3 times, the man appears.
You guys are knuckleheads. Somebody told me that. Somebody told me that you had said that, as if I knew to come on. I was like, I would have come on. They could have just texted me once.
Well, I'll tell you how this came about. All right. Do you remember the Jesse show back in February?
Yeah, absolutely.
You were texting me. I was texting Jesse. Jesse and I decided to bring you on. Dave knew nothing about it. Dave didn't know that you were going to pop on.
No.
And he had just said your name like 2 or 3 times, and boom, you popped right up in the feed. So in Dave's mind, you say your name 3 times, you pop up on the podcast.
You're like friggin' Beetlejuice or a poison ivy rash, one of the two.
Awesome.
So there you go.
Can you guys see me? I'm on camera, right? With
you're on
Man
camera.
eyes. I've got the camera so far away from me that I can't see if you can see me.
Oh no, we can see you.
We can see the top of your head and your legs mostly.
Yeah, your jacket or shirt or whatever you're wearing is blended in with the pine tree behind you.
A beautiful pine tree.
There you go.
Oh, ooh-wah.
So, why don't you tell everybody where you are?
For those of you listening, Augie just sort of flashed us his white T-shirt.
He flashed his white T-shirt. There.
I'm in a snap shirt, and there's nothing I like more than dramatic snap shirts.
There you go.
I'm at the house of Brian Strumke in West Seattle. What you see behind me is the sound. And
the sound of music?
I popped up the sound of Seattle.
The sound of Seattle. Puget, if you were paying
Grunge.
Yeah. Sound of grunge. There you go.
It is the sound of Seattle, yeah.
But believe it or not, I think Eddie Vedder lives in this neighborhood somewhere. So it's conceivable at some point you'll hear, the sound of grunge. But anyway, so
playing quietly in the background.
I'm out here with him, strolling around, and
Strumke, not better.
With you guys. So Strumke's house is a bustle with all kinds of fun stuff. Wine importers are doing stuff. Strumke's doing stuff. I was like, I'm going to go out on the deck and check in with some friends, and then I'll be back.
There you go.
There we go.
And it's early enough out there. I mean, it's just before 7 o'clock here, so you're only not even 4 o'clock out there.
It's just about 4 out here, yeah. So
nice.
Which is good because these days. So I've been on a boondoggle jaunt, if you will. I flew out to Denver for the Craft Brewers Conference last Wednesday. Right. Then I flew to Seattle Sunday. Yesterday I participated in a collaboration brew between Brian's new beer project called Fast Fashion with Holy Mountain, who I think you guys know, on a wet hop beer. So that was fun. And then today we were just he was showing me Seattle. I was eating West Coast fish, so tons of koi or whatever and all that stuff. But and then I red eye home tonight to be in the brewery at 7 a.m. when we release 3 beers tomorrow.
Very nice.
I'm a bit bedraggled. Can we say that?
It's going to be a good Wednesday Insta fam greeting.
You're going to be dragging ass on Instagram tomorrow while you're.
Well, tomorrow. So what's funny is we're doing a turned up hook. We're doing a cask British Brown, a can conditioned cask conditioned beer.
Nice.
And then we're doing Tangled Up, which is one of the Highlanders. So it's just a perfect combination to get me walking one last time before I fall into bed after this week.
So you go to sleep on Friday night, wake up on Monday morning, basically.
Exactly.
Find them on the sack of malt in the brewery.
That too.
Even by my standards, I've been burning candles at ends.
Lovely. Well,
how are you guys? It's been a while.
It's been a little bit. Been a little busy, and trying to get a little this done, a little of that done.
That hustle. While I'm out here, should promote Strum. You know me, I always like to say nice things about friends. I am just putting down a can of Stillwater Premium, a postmodern beer, which is essentially a saison yeast fermented little bit of Brett, like Brian does with Stillwater all these years. And now I'm switching to Zoom, which is one of those fashion forward beers I just mentioned.
I wonder if it's a cross marketing with Mazda.
But so Brian's found a local restaurateur and beer fan, like the kind of guy who gets to do a Swansea day, named Matt, who I spent the last 24 hours with. Super cool guy. And they've been pumping out, those plush modern things. And I've been just so much haze in my eyes these days.
In more ways than one.
Samurai, you're drinking Whaler, right? And I'm on the West Coast.
Yes.
So there's no Whaler.
Speaking of haze.
And I was like, I said, Brian, what's your beer that's most like Whaler? And he gave me Zoom, which is American Hell, with high oil Cascades, Mosaic, and Moteca.
Nice.
And good.
Very nice. Very nice.
What I love about the can of Whaler is
so what else is up, boys? I'm out of things.
You got the twin lights here on the can of Whaler. I like that. Who's water skiing on the can?
That's what you see when you're in a boat near me.
There you go. But that's probably Augie water skiing.
I think it's Chris. I think I'm driving that boat. You've got me at a disadvantage because I'm not looking at the art right now. But we've also done.
Chris is on the boat.
Yeah. Okay. So then it's probably me water skiing.
It's you water skiing.
But we've done Whaler and twin outboard Whaler, and now I am working on the art for a can called Trips, which is triple Whaler. So 3 outboards for your high water efficiency.
Very nice.
Is the keel even touching the water?
Well, there are boats out here, like so part of the harbor out here, people that fish, right? And then there's all these levels of for hire fishing boats,
right?
The party boat, the this and that. But it seems if you're a real concerned fisherman, you go with a captain and a boat that is somewhere in the mid 20 feet, has 4 fucking outboards on it, and can get you out to these like 1 or 2 really good tuna spots. One's called the Mud Hole, and one's called the Canyon.
Right.
And apparently 4 outboards on a 26-foot cutty is the way to get out to the Mud Hole out and back in a day, which is a big deal. So that's what I know.
Well, the thing is,
a Boston Whaler is a little fun, tiny little boat, right? So
it's made for fishing.
The more engines I add to my fake, Whaler, the more I laugh. I'm like, nice. I wonder if we could take this 28% and call it a octuple outboard Whaler.
There you go.
Well, you remember the days of Benihana where you had those boats that barely even touched the water. Really, just the prop is still in the water, and that was about it.
Yep. I knew some people that cared about that. I was like, I don't get it.
Well, I actually went to high school with the throttleman of the Geico Miss New Jersey. Okay. So that doesn't mean anything.
I'm going to open my beer if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, we've been at it. What's taking you
not
so long?
opened your beer?
Trying to cut into
beer.
the conversation, but no. I just wanted to say that
you could drink it without announcing it.
I understand that, but I had something to say about it.
Well,
all right. What you call it? No, it is. Now that it's local,
a fool's errand.
Right, I understand. But now that it is local summer down the shore, so to speak, I figured I'd drink a couple of other summer beers. So I'm going to start with Beach. Right.
I picked up more of those because summer's not over yet here.
It is not.
Get them fast.
Not for another.
We put our
not for another week. Not another week or so.
Get them fast. We sent the last cans out about 2 weeks ago.
I
actually found a 4-pack yesterday.
Oh, nice. Good.
All right.
Are you guys hearing me?
Oh, we can hear you good.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I was wandering around. I was like, uh-oh.
Now you're good.
Yeah, no, you're doing okay.
So, on that note, cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers to you, man.
I'm making my glass.
There, look at the little Zoom car.
There you go.
That is a Zoom car. That is a Zoom.
That's a nice car. All right. I want to talk about, you went to CBC last week. You were in Denver. I'm sure you had a bunch of really good beer. But before we get there, actually, Dave's drinking out of a mug there.
No, this is a special mug.
It's a special mug. That's a
cloverleaf.
What does it say on it?
PhD mug.
Cloverleaf.
This is 3 PhDs. You get to drink out of what Augie always referred to as the big boy mug.
The big boy mug. There you go.
And if you remember, we secured you one of these on one of the ODub crawls that coincided with International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
There you go.
That's right. That was possibly the most impactful of the many ODub days. You know who was on that trip? the guy that opened up Icarus was on that bus.
Jason was on that trip.
Jason
was on that bus. That was a bus full of people, man.
Yeah, he was on that bus, and then he was off the bus, then he was on the bus.
Then he's off, then he's on. Anyway.
I think we actually had a conversation about that bus when he was on the podcast, too.
Yes, we did.
We did, yeah.
What was said? I don't even remember.
The fact that he was on the bus, then he was off the bus, then he was on the bus. Just a lot of
And that if you didn't duck fast enough, you get hit in the back of the head with a can of boat.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
there was back in the days when I thought the best way to not get in trouble too fast was to put a boat between every ODub.
That's a big mistake.
There you go.
Those were
actually the biggest mistake was anybody who did the pudding shots.
The pudding shots.
Yeah, in Long Branch.
That place. Pudding shots and cherry and whiskey cherries, right? Pudding shots
and
whiskey soaked cherry.
I think the very next trip, I remember you yelling at everybody in there, anybody who works for me, does a pudding shot here is fired. Because of the shenanigans that led to the previous year.
Well, people, the new people get involved. They get wrapped up. You gotta get a little salty if you're gonna run on a bus full of people on Talk Like a Pirate Day.
That
is coming up. That is in 5 days.
Yeah. 5 days. You know what the joke was? The joke we never published was the actual bus trip was always planned for Bruce Springsteen's birthday.
The weekend closest to his birthday, the 23rd.
Right. Exactly. And Talk Like a Pirate Day is right around then as well, right?
Yep. And that 1 year.
So that's the 1 year it all magically came together on one day.
And Augie came in full costume. He wore a black and yellow ball cap with a P on it.
Yep. Get it?
A Pittsburgh Pirate.
Yep. I get it.
But my crew and I were in full bloom pirate costumes. I actually had to park. We started off at Barcade. I had to park way away from Barcade, and we're walking through the streets of Jersey City dressed like pirates
for no reason. For no explainable reason.
With no explainable reason. And I remember walking. There you go. and walking right past this one lady sitting on a milk crate, and she looks up at me and goes, "I like your style."
Nice.
That was fun.
That
was a fun
so Cloverleaf. I think
so Cloverleaf.
we're all
Cloverleaf.
Oh, that's what we were talking about. Clover. I
talking
destroyed your
about
segue,
Clover,
didn't I?
You totally spoiled the segue. Yeah. So what's going
and
on?
I brought it
Cloverleaf?
back.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Professional radio.
Absolutely.
So
Reel it in, Augie. Reel us in.
why don't you throw up the menu? So
All right. Well, I will put it.
So hey, all the people. Go ahead, throw the menu up.
Yeah, I'll throw the menu up.
These guys
There
came and said they wanted to do something fun, and I said, most fun we have up by you guys, I guess where you guys used to be, is at Cloverleaf. Right. Talk to Ryan. Let's put together dinner. So Ryan put me and his chef on the phone together. Then we banged out that menu, and this is a dinner you guys are throwing that I am. Whatever I'm doing, I'm usually just
highly involved.
Beer, but
highly involved. Yeah, you're on the podcast.
Super highly involved.
You're hosting the dinner with Ryan, and yeah, sure.
Right. And but yeah, so these guys, so it's one of those very random times where, every time I get involved in these, I like to get super involved in menu writing and recipe development. And
you were in the foodie world for a while.
That's right. Guide chefs to follow their worst instincts creatively. And then, so we talked about beers I had coming up, things I thought about them, and they sent this menu to me, and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't fuck with that at all. That's just about perfect. So I really did nothing more than these are the beers I've developed that the chef was riffing on. But it looks like, I'm so excited for it. It looks like fun. We're doing all kinds of, we're doing proper fun. We do a fest beer this time of year for the Oktoberfest, but a Hell's, not a Martin, like a fest beer, not a Oktoberfest beer.
Mm-hmm.
So always food friendly. He's gone in a great way with that. And then we've got a pub ale that I'm releasing tomorrow, actually, called "This State Needs More Pubs."
It does.
And so that's got some British food on the menu, and then proper tre leche with a coconut stout. Like I'm in a very good mood for this dinner. Tangled Up is on there. The last of the Highlanders summer, the summer Highlanders, the blueberry one comes out that day. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so when is it? How are you guys selling it? And tell everybody the important details, how they get to this dinner.
All right. So what's going on is we're hold on one second. Got to take that off there.
So we can see Augie again.
It's everything. We see Augie. There you go. No, we were
Hi, Augie.
We're all hosting it, right? It's the Cloverleaf is hosting it, but it's sponsored, also not sponsored or co-hosted, I should say, by by Carton Brewing, by yourself, and by us, the Log Room guys. And what's going to happen is the podcast is going to start. We're actually going to do the podcast live from the Cloverleaf, right, where everything is going on as far as the beer dinner.
The first on location.
It will be the first on location podcast that we do. And then we're so Dave and I will actually be together doing the podcast first for that.
That'll be a first as well.
First, and
we've been on Instagram doing
we did
Instagram
a couple of Instagram lives, yeah.
At the source, that was about it.
Yep. And then, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it live from there. So we're going to start about 6:15. It's on Tuesday, October 12th. Start time is technically 6:00. Everybody get there. So you can grab a beer and get seated or whatever. And then we're going to start the podcast about 6:15. As soon as the podcast is done, the beer dinner commences, and the menu you just saw up on there. And for those of you listening to the audio podcast, this will be up on our Facebook page and the website and everywhere else before you even hear the audio podcast.
Everywhere that we post stuff. Don't worry about that.
Exactly.
I'll even remember to share it at least once.
There you go.
At least.
Okay, perfect.
Has it shown up on our media yet?
He just sent it to me when he finished it up today, so I don't believe it has.
No.
So
I'll get it up on our stuff too.
So yeah, so we'll launch it tomorrow. So it's actually technically 4 weeks from today, on October 12th.
Well planned by us.
And
which is, I guess, why I dialed in from Seattle. Check me out.
This is
actually it's more well planned by John. John came up with the date.
But
John
still,
did come up with the date. Yeah,
he's clever that way.
And I do. And
John
ironically,
did that hilarious thing, Samurai, where he and I talked about doing this podcast. I think 8-10 weeks ago.
Probably a while ago.
That's a great idea. I love it. No problem. And then this trip I'm on was supposed to end Sunday, and I extended the 2 days to get out here to see Strumke's new places and talk about, just get some went hop time in. We talked about going over to Yakima. So it's this afternoon, and Strumke and I are literally at the end of a 7-day bender. And I'm like, all right, so I guess let's try this fish sandwich here. I need a salmon BLT here. We'll get tacos here. Got to eat all the local food. And I get a text like, hey, so tonight you're on. I'm like, tonight I'm in Seattle. What time is tonight in Seattle time?
John had to take off his shoes to do the calculation.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But it's so funny. I'll
-3
show you the text where he literally responds like he's patting me on the head for being, special. But he's like, so 3:30 there, Augie. I'm like, no problem. I think I'll be fine by then. So here we are, drinking on Strumke's porch.
Absolutely, and the 12th too. The night of this dinner is actually an interesting night as well. It's actually my son's 21st birthday.
Wow!
So,
oh boy!
Yeah,
He'll have his first legal beer at the Cloverleaf.
Do not let me decide to help him.
Yeah, stay him away. Keep him away from your son. I think is what he's saying.
I've been known to 22 shot people before.
There you go. There you go. So, that's what Uber's for, right? So there you go. We'll just have to come back
and buckets.
My college roommate and I did birthday shots +1 until we were about 33.
I thought you were still doing it.
No. That'd be 51 shots this year.
No, but he still he stopped at 33. He didn't stop doing them. He just stops at 33 now.
No, we haven't done it in a long time. I don't think I have it in me anymore.
I couldn't.
But not shots at least. So part of what's funny is when you get brewers together, we drink Pilsner and whiskey, right? Sure. So there's a Death & Co. Do you guys know Death & Co. in the city?
Yeah, Death & Company. Yeah.
So there's a Death & Co. in Denver.
Yes.
So
yeah, there is.
Day 3, I'm out there. Pito, it's Equilibrium, me. We've been drinking, gentlemanly Pilsners for 11 hours.
Right.
We've had a couple proper old world cocktails, old fashions, and so on, at a place called Ships Inn. He's like, "Let's go check out Death & Co." And now it's like 2 a.m, and we are just gunning through up drinks, like the end of the world is near, and we've got to get our towel and get off the planet quickly. And
that's great.
And you can't find your electronic thumb, can you?
Nice.
Exactly. And we were. It was just. I was like, what is with us? Why would we be like, hey, it's 3 a.m. Let's switch to gin. This can't be a good idea.
That's a great idea. Always a good idea.
Wrap up the night with some gin.
Closing the night with gin has been many of a regret.
I've done it many times, but I understand. So, well, on that note, you said you're drinking Pilsners out there. Did you actually get to, what's the new brewery out there, Cohesion?
I did not. I'm sorry to everybody, and there were a lot of people I wanted to visit and things I wanted to do, but Bierstadt is there, and it's got a gravitational pull for my heart.
Oh, of course. No, you had to go to Bierstadt. Absolutely got to go to Bierstadt.
But there was a point. So I got out there on Wednesday. People like John Hall and everybody came out on Thursday, and we did our show. For those of you at home, John Hall and I have a podcast called Steal This Beer. But we did our show from Bierstadt.
We highly recommend it.
Thank you. But we did our show from Bierstadt. When I'm finished with this story, remind me to tell you the cool-ass Bill Kovalevsky story I heard. But so we do our show from Bierstadt. So that's Wednesday. That's Thursday. I'm like, all right, so don't rush over to Bierstadt now because you'll never get back out.
He can't see his phone, John.
What happened?
He held something up, and you can't see it from all the way over there.
What is it? Oh, hey, that's our mug. I mean, our glass.
It's on my desk.
So we so I was like, don't rush over there. Cass is already texting me at like 11:30. I'm at Bierstadt. Where are you? I'm like, they don't even open till 2. But so I was like, I got to see some other stuff. So I made it to one other brewery, which was called Lodo, which was really fun and a really happy 5% crystal clear golden pale ale with Amarillo and Citra. So lovely, so perfect. Had a great sandwich, a good salad, and by 2:35 I was at Bierstadt.
There you go.
There it is.
And then I never went to another place. They had a smoked beer. They did a Rauch beer, With a green bench, I think.
Ralph.
With a green bench, I think. But it was lovely. I was drinking it out of 2-liter boots.
You made John Hall real proud.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Is that when he started the group that we just joined today?
Did you guys just join Ralph Beer?
Yeah, it's over 1,000 now. We hit the he hit the 1,000.
I was 944.
I have no idea which number I was. I know it's 1,000 now, though.
You know what's funny is I believe we will talk about Dovetail in a minute, but he was on doing one of his other Baker's Dozens of podcasts.
Right.
And he had Dovetail on, and they were talking about This Week in Rauch Beer. And that subtle joke made it over to our podcast, and we kept beating on it. And then John started that Facebook page, and it's like the funniest thing in the world. That our podcast turned into, I think, a good half a year of the third question being like, okay, what's your favorite Rauch beer? And every fucking brewer we talked to, like, common knowledge and everybody knows and everybody this and that. We talked to all kinds of brewers. Justin selects them for all different reasons. All different types come on. Every single one we talked to had made a Rauch beer in the last 6 months. And, you'd think nobody does it. Everybody does it. They just do it super low key for other people like us.
Right.
And now John's developed this crazy community of fucking smoked beer lovers.
Gotta love it.
I never would have guessed there was over 1,000.
Apparently,
there wasn't, as far as I knew. You guys are giving me this new information.
Yeah, it was as of I will say one of our quote unquote producers invited me to join the group this morning. That'll be Brian, and then I joined it, and then I invited Dave.
Yep.
So I was 944, and then whenever I guess it's over 1,000 now that once you join.
Yeah, it's over 1,000 now.
There you go. Gotta love it. But it's developed. It's interesting. I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time on it because I was doing a few other things and get ready for this. But it's been it has some interesting things on there. So gotta love it. So, but in any event, I just where did he go?
I don't know. Oh, he's completely blacked out. Which makes a lot of sense considering how much he's drank today.
So his phone is blacked out now.
So it's to paraphrase Tom Waits, I haven't been drinking. My phone has.
There he goes. He's back.
There he is.
All I had to do was pick the phone up and jiggle it.
You just missed a Tom Waits reference.
He had a Tom Waits reference there.
Oh my God, Peaky Blinders. Have you guys ever watched this show?
No, I actually haven't.
Oh, it's my new favorite thing. I want to own a bar with a private room at the end of it with a little door that only I can open and close to reach drinks out of the back bar.
Gotcha.
I'm sure you could make that happen.
It's so cool, though. Such a good show. Anyway, you were saying.
So what else anything interesting from CBC that you want to report on?
So CBC was super lightly attended. It was super weird. So typically when you go to CBC, you go to buy stuff. And I don't have anything we need to buy right now. I pick up toys along the way. But, and I hadn't been in like 5 years. But Stark, my head brewer, I just adore Stark. He's great. But he'd never been to one. And it's just good to get kind of a perspective on all the levels of stuff that's out there that's usually represented at CBC.
Right.
And then same with my retail manager, Zoe. I was like, if you don't like a T-shirt you bought, there's like 10,000 people that want to sell us T-shirts. You should come out to CBC and meet them. So that's why we went. And between COVID and all the shenanigans and just the current state of the world, it just didn't seem that enthusiastic. So last time I went to a CBC in Denver, there were 14,000 people at the conference.
Wow.
This year, there were about 6,000.
Wow.
They claimed, and I think the real number was more like 4,500.
Oh, shit. Wow.
And as a result, it is what it is, but it just, and the best part though, I mean, you guys know, but I ended up, we had a great time with other brewers, which is always the highlight part of it. Like we spent a lot of time with, Sam from Against the Grain, his guy, Jesse, and we just, what we did that I'd never done before? I saw a concert at Red Rocks. That was super cool.
Oh, that's on my bucket list.
I have been to Red Rocks. I have never seen a show there though. I've been there.
So you'll love this story. We're at Beerstadt. we're at Beer Stop, as we will. Sitting next to Sam and his guy Jesse, and it's me and Stark and Zoe. And he's like, I've always wanted to see a concert at Red Rocks. I was like, I've always wanted to see a concert at Red Rocks. What are you talking about? And Jimmy Buffett had a show the next night. So from the bar at Beer Stop, we log on to whatever ticket site. I grab 4 tickets for us. He grabs 4 tickets for them. We're all together at the concert. We drove up the hill together, drinking tons of beers. And what's funny is because of my age, and you guys are much more my age, I think I knew 8 songs in that concert wrote, and then had heard 5 others. Everybody that was with me is well under 40. They knew 2 songs: Cheeseburger Paradise and Margaritaville.
That was it.
But
Wait a second. How have they not heard "Let's Get Drunk and Screw"?
all those songs.
I mean, that's one of his classics.
They didn't know "Come Monday." They didn't know any of those that I think everybody should know. It doesn't matter. It's just an age thing. But the truth is, my gamble was nobody's not going to like a Jimmy Buffett concert at Red Rocks, and we all had just such a wonderful time, having so much fun. And I finally saw a concert at Red Rocks, and it was fucking Jimmy Buffett.
Did you wear a coconut bra?
Mm-mm. I wasn't properly prepared. I'm traveling in a backpack.
You could probably find one somewhere. There's got to be costume shops out there.
All right, I'm grabbing another beer. Keep talking, but you won't see me for a minute. I'm still on the show. I'm just grabbing another beer because I drink really quick. That beer was good, by the way, Brian. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm almost done with my whalers.
You're almost done with your whalers.
Whalers.
Would you put 2 in there?
Yeah, there's 32.
Well, dude, that fucking mug. Have you ever drank out of that mug? That mug's ridiculous.
32 ounces. 32 ounces.
There you
go. Like I said, I did a 2-liter boot of Beer Shot Rauch on Thursday, and it didn't feel as big as that mug feels when I drink out of it.
I love drinking out of this thing. It's got a nice weight.
2 liters of a Rauch beer.
Yeah. Out of a boot, which meant I splashed my nose 900 to 700 times.
You've got to turn it.
I know, but have you seen me after half a liter?
Yeah, I have.
I'm not exactly turning on a dime.
Yeah, grace is not one of the adjectives to be used.
Exactly.
No, Augie gets sloppy quick. Anyway, I am a guest at someone's house, so let's hit all our important topics. What else?
Absolutely.
What else do you need Augie Carton feedback from?
Well, Augie Carton, I just want to point out too. I mentioned cohesion before. It's not like it's a big thing. Bierstadt is Bierstadt. You had to go there. But cohesion,
I don't have any choice.
Of course, but cohesion opened up. I'm not sure where in Denver they opened up. A couple of people told me. One in particular, Matt actually was out there a couple weeks ago, and he said he stopped by there. All they're doing is
Potensky.
Yeah, all they're doing is check loggers. That's it. Period. All they're doing is check loggers.
Where did I go?
So I don't know where you went. Well, you look better there, though. I like that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want you guys to take this wrong,
and
I get it, and it's super cool. And Denver is proof that if Bierstadt can do all German lagers, somebody good at brewing could do all Czech lagers.
Sure.
But always be careful with what we're only going to do. Like I said, yesterday I was part of a co-brew over at Holy Mountain, and I love those guys, and they are wonderful, and I've always just loved their energy and what they do, and they do make great beers. But when they were on my show 5 years ago, they were only going to do mixed ferment, and I drank a shit ton of really nice pale ales and stouts there yesterday. So
gotcha.
Sooner or later, there's that Zen in the motorcycle maintenance part of brewing where you do try to perfect your Czech lager every time you brew it, and that is one type of brewer. But America's a melting pot society, and the minute you say I'm only going to eat one thing, that blows up right away. Like somebody introduces you to the mozzarella stick right after you've decided only chicken fingers for the rest of your life.
Love that we've done a Tom Waits reference. We now have a Kesey reference.
There you go.
We had a Douglas Adams reference earlier, if anybody caught it.
That was obfuscated.
Yeah, definitely obfuscated. And
by the way, every single time I drink anywhere with Brian Schrumpke, I feel like I've just run into a bar with somebody who said, "Drink 4 pints of bitter quickly and get a towel."
Is he from Betelgeuse?
Right? He's 100% a alien of some type.
Nice.
But everywhere we go, it's like, all right. And you know me, because I'm the asshole. Be like, all right, I need to eat everything you make, so just give us all the food. And then Brian's like, well, that's a lot of food. We're gonna need some Amaro to wash that down. And so, like, come on,
Little digestive. You need that.
come on.
Digestive. Yep. Love Amaro. So I had to open a second beer. Actually,
What are you on?
technically, there's a third.
What are you sipping on?
Yeah,
Far away.
It's
Sakura.
put it right up to the
Sakura.
you know, that thing you released a couple weeks ago.
And I've got two of those open, so this is technically my third and fourth. When you brew something that's got a Japanese name and being samurai, I have to drink the damn thing, don't I?
Of course you do. Absolutely.
Right.
So,
I love this beer.
That's not my only Japanese beer. I have a Japanese beer coming out in 2 weeks that you'll love.
Yep.
Do you?
The Japanese whip is coming out.
Japanese
The Japanese whip.
The Japanese have wit? I didn't know they had a sense of humor.
Whip.
No,
Japanese whip.
whip. So do you not know the whip joke? So I know you're out of.
I know the whip joke.
When I introduced
that's
whip,
the Chicago. That's the Chicago joke.
Well, it's orange whip. But when I make
but that happened. Well, it's outside of Chicago.
Yeah. When I make a local pilsner, so a Czech pilsner or an Italian pilsner or a Japanese pilsner or a Mexican pilsner, I named that beer after what whip is in that language. So bitch is whip in Czech. Paicha is
what's it in Czech?
Whip in German.
What was it in Czech again?
BIC with a.
That's
bitch.
what I thought.
That's how
it's a pilsner, bitch.
It's like the pen.
Bic.
It's like the pen, but it's
BIC.
bitch. But anyway, so the best part is, what's funny is the other day we were the Japanese word for whip is actually pronounced something like hoipa.
Hoipa. Yeah.
Hoipa.
It's spelled. You'll see it on the label. It's spelled hoipa. It's spelled hoipu, but it's pronounced hoipa. But so we're managing.
I think we lost you.
You went quasi robot there, Augie.
This for rats and
Yeah, I think we're.
I think he's locked up.
I think he's done. Is he?
Augie, if you can hear us, get a little closer to your phone, and maybe that'll help.
Closer to the phone, that might actually help just for a minute. Because
nope, it's the
reloading, phone. And all right, alrighty.
Ladies and gentlemen, Augie has left the building.
I think he has.
Hello.
There he is. He's back.
I tried to switch. So I've been watching Strumke and his wine importing friends eating through these windows this whole time.
Oh boy! So someone's getting hungry.
The minute dinner ended, everybody pulled their phone out, and I think what happened was there was a ridiculous Wi-Fi draw.
They took the bandwidth.
What I've done is switch over to cellular to try to smooth out the conversation.
So you were just
anyway, so I was telling you about
how to pronounce hoipa.
I was telling you about hoipa, but so we were in a manager meeting. I was like, there's Google Translate has a pronounce thing. So everybody, it's like, do you guys watch Letterkenny?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever they say Quebec, they each have a different pronunciation. They always hit all four together: Quebec, 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 so on and so forth. So there you go. That's it. The Google Translate thing. So I was like, let's do the Google Translate thing, and it says that, which I think is hilarious. I love the way it's like hoi, puh,
puh,
puh.
So
hoi,
puh, hoi,
puh.
But now I have it. Just like you're doing right now, I have it constantly queued on my computer at work. And whenever there's total quiet, I just hit, and my computer just goes, hoi,
hoi, puh,
hoi, puh. And I was like, I fucking love hoi, puh. But you know how I do those introductions for the beer every week on Instagram?
Right.
So
on Wednesdays.
I've now said "Hoi puh" so many ways and so many times to wind up my coworkers that I'm afraid of how I'm going to say it in the video come to the day.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right. Well,
what else is up, Mo? First,
we just want to see how excited you are for the 12th, and
I'm super excited. And I got to tell you, it's so funny. You guys know me, and with my foodie chops and the fact that I literally try to make chefs and brewers more happy than humans, I have a weird niche.
As if brewers and chefs are not human.
Right.
I like that.
If you know brewers and chefs, you know.
They're not.
Brewers are usually hairier than most humans.
Yeah.
So are chefs, but sometimes less. But anyway, but so like I said, I try to use interaction with me as a liberty for a chef to do whatever the fuck he wants and do something fun and cool and push our notion that beer is cuisine.
Sure.
And that if you can, maybe drink.
Let me interrupt you for a second there. Augie, if you get a chance and you've never seen it, Augie has a TED Talk called Beer is Cuisine.
I've seen it.
Yes.
Oh, no, you were talking to me?
I wasn't talking to you.
I thought
talking to
Augie, have you seen your...
I was talking to both the listeners out there. To go ahead, look it up. It's very, very, very well done. And all you need to know is Augie has taken 3 Xanax before going on stage.
I'm very chill in that video.
Absolutely.
But I feel like my cadence worked. I did that, that wedding speech. Take a breath as you make your speech approach. Anyway,
you were talking about doing giving the chefs the carte blanche to do what they like.
So all these guys, it's always an awkward relationship, right? Because the sales guys and the bar managers and people are like, well, this guy's a real foodie and used to cook and he's it's this kind of brewer, and chefs never want to fucking hear that. You know what I mean? They're always like, but I'm the fucking chef, so get the hell out of my kitchen. So I am super sensitive to that.
Sure.
And I always enter these conversations with, look, dude, just use me as an excuse to cook what you're not allowed to cook. Anything you want to make that you're not allowed to make, let's do that. I just want you to be excited about this dinner. And it's more often than not, what happens is crazy stuff comes back, and I've got to reel them in. You know what I mean? Like, all right, but this menu they sent over, literally, I didn't touch it. I was like, that's perfect. Like, that's exactly the fun kind of thing. And I think I'm hoping, in a perfect world, guys that love you guys show up. A couple guys that want to see me douchebag it up about cuisine, great. But I hope a couple just neighborhood Cloverleaf people show up for a dinner and it ends up being considerate and appropriate to the room.
Right.
And that's a liberty you don't always get, right? Because, like I said, every time I'm at Cloverleaf, it's for Kelly Jones in town or blah, 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 blah. And 20 beers in, I'm like, burger of the month is. Because it's always good. I never have to think about it. But it's always like, oh my God, defend against the beer approach. So it's nice to go there for a 5-course, paced out, thoughtful meal and see a menu so well written, right? Because there's guys who are like, so we did a chicken wing with the Pilsner. Then we did
jalapeno poppers with West Coast IPA.
But he's so right about Cloverleaf.
Have you ever had fried zucchini with Saison? I have.
Maybe, but you make a great point. Cloverleaf, there's like all walk into that place, so it'll be interesting to see the crowd that.
Right. So how many tickets are you guys? How many tickets are you guys going to sell for this? Like, how big do we want this dinner to be?
Or do we have an over under?
I actually have.
No, I'm just asking. There's a limit, right?
There's a limit. There's a limit because
there's a limit. There's only so many people to fit in the room, and there's a spacing issue.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying,
John and I already have dibs on 4 of them.
Let's say it's 30, but let's just say it's 30 to 50 people, right? I think that's a fair guess.
Right.
So if it's 50, I'd love it to be 10 guys. The 3 of us get drunk with regularly.
Right.
But when I say
guys,
that's
more than 10 guys.
Guy. I mean,
10 of the guys that we get drunk with.
10 of the guys. There you go.
10 of them, and then like I said, 10 people from Cloverleaf that like their food, and then 10 guys from the bar at Cloverleaf that know Carton shows up there at least once a year.
Right.
And then
you get to argue with Oli again.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but I believe you.
Oh, you'll remember.
I do like to argue with people. Probably. I mean, when I'm in the room, I'm usually like, oh, fuck that guy.
And if he's there, you're going to go, oh, fuck that guy.
Oh, see, then you'll tell me that's the guy. I'll be like, see, I was
the guy.
There's the guy over there.
All right, anyway, you guys are right. I am being a guest, so I should go be their guest too. But I'm glad you guys made time for me. I hope this goes as well as it does, and everybody should come out. We'll fucking.
Oh, it should be fantastic. What was the first beer dinner you did? Was it there?
Oh no! The first dinner I did was at Twin Light Tap House.
Sure.
Oh, that's right.
Right. With, you guys forget what the world looked like 10 fucking years ago.
God.
Not only was I doing beer dinners. Do you remember there was a time we did I brought just a base version of, like, we were just talking about Tangled Up. So my Highlander Vice, I brought just a base version of Highlander Vice to what was Copper Mine.
Oh yeah, Copper Mine Pub.
And everybody that drinks at Copper Mine brought their own created syrup to add to it. We did a syrup competition in
I missed that.
Like Jersey and the world before everything became this on trend taste like thing, which I think we're coming out of now. It was a lot of people saw it as flavor development, mature flavors, and beer centric ideas rather than, candy in a can.
Right.
And I think that's when you guys were asking me what I wanted to do with you. I think Ryan and Cloverleaf, they've got such a pedigree. They know what they're doing. And like I said, they make their neighbors happy. So couple fun beers, nothing too serious, nothing too ridiculous, just good beers that play their role on the table with good food that plays its role on the table, and a room that wants to do things like eat British food with British brown. I think we're gonna have a fantastic dinner.
This will probably, I think, the 5th beer dinner that you've been involved with that I've attended.
There you go. I'm looking forward to the beer. I'm looking forward to the food. I'm looking forward to the podcast that we're going to do there live.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing Tripos because I'm out in Seattle.
Watch Augie Carton do yoga.
There you go. Perfect.
Just please don't do downward dog.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Why? The side of downward dog you would see is not that bad.
This is show.
But the Puget Sound.
Yeah, don't turn around and do downward dog.
The poor Puget Sound. Yeah. You'd have orca whales screaming toward Japan.
You don't do that. Making a beeline right out.
It's really, you guys got to get out here. All of you people who watch this show should come visit Shrumke's couple new projects out here because it is fucking cool out here, boys.
Yeah. And it looks gorgeous. Anyway, just from that one angle of the camera.
You guys told me Chicago beers. And I prepped.
Yes, we got one last thing to do with you, man.
It's our top 3 list. Our top 3 list tonight is top 3 favorite beers from Chicago. Top 3 favorite beers from Chicago.
Orange Whip, Orange Whip, Orange Whip.
There you go.
Orange Whip. Orange Whip. Orange Whip.
There you go. So those are your both. No, I'm kidding. All right. So Augie, why don't you start off?
We're ready. Kill us.
All right. So one, I'm not going to play your game. I'll talk about breweries, and the worst part is one of the breweries on this list I haven't tasted their beers. But they came on my show, and their philosophy excites me so much that their beers are already going to be way fucking. You know what I mean? Like I already know I like them. Sure. But so I'm talking about brewers, and I'm going to give you a longer list. But the 3 right now, Chicago brewers, and any beer they make, I would trust to drink are Dovetail, Off Color, and Half Acre. Okay. So those are mine. Dovetail, if you guys don't know, I'm super fucking excited. I haven't had their beers yet, but they came on the show and they do everything fucking right. And they're somehow like their brewery's on the 3rd floor of a building, which is the L level of downtown Chicago.
Yep.
So their cool ship looks at a Subway, and they only do cool ship lagers.
Really?
They only structure
What?
perfect old world lagers. They're unfucking believable, and everything about them excites me. And to bring it all back, they're the guys John Hall was talking to when This Week in Rauch Beer was invented. They're the guys that were on John's other show. So John brought them on our show to introduce them to me and talk about, because This Week in Rauch Beer is one of the things I think is the funniest thing on the internet. So he brought them on so we could talk about it. But these motherfuckers are badass. And there's no way they make bad beer. And it's possible they make beer that changes you. So go there. Half Acre for 10 years. Daisy Cutter is my favorite beer. And every time I have a different beer by them, I'm always like, oh, right, of course, they're great brewers. Why do you always drink beer? And then I still always drink Daisy Cutter. And then Off Color, it's not, Shrunky's one of those others, but there's only a few people in the world. You're like, oh, he makes 92 Saisons, and I trust I should drink 91 of them. So I love that. And then next is the last one I'm going to put on is because there's a lot of people out there I like and I'm interested in. But then Hop Butcher showed up on the show, was super nice, mailed me a bunch of his beers. I like them all, but they're kind of more a fun pale ale brewery. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
They do hoppy stuff in cans, and they're fun to drink. Super nice, super interesting, super involved, and I really liked everything they sent me, which doesn't always happen with that type of brewery. So they're fourth spot. So not beers, breweries, and those are my four.
There you go.
Well, right. John, I'm going to go next since he kind of took two of mine almost.
Go for it.
Because Off Color is on the list. And, Hyper Predator. I mean, I to be honest, I haven't had a lot of theirs, but Hyper Predator, I took one sip of that and went, damn, these guys know what they're doing. This is a very, very interesting beer. So many flavors out of a Saison. Love that beer. And also then Half Acre. Yeah. Daisy Cutter is just a classic. And John will tell you this. Last week I'm sitting in Barcade in down around Chelsea, and I had a fully saturated double Daisy Cutter.
Fully saturated double Daisy Cutter.
Fully saturated double Daisy Cutter. And I was like, I looked up at the beer list and went, are they kidding me? Really? Okay, bring it. He brought it, and man, this thing was fucking delicious. So it's like, and I immediately, hit up the dipshits, tossed that out there, and which is one of the Facebook messenger groups that John and I belong to. And Augie, you know most of the people in this group.
Sure.
And said,
I know a lot of dipshits.
Yes, and most of them, a good chunk of them are in this, and so you need to get some of this into your life. This beer is fantastic. So there's two of them, but I'll diverge on the third one and go with Five Rabbit Cerveceria, which was the first wholly Hispanic-owned brewery in the United States. And
wow, wait, I'm gonna fight with you here.
That's what they say. That's what they say. You can fight with me about it if you want.
That. I'm sure that's who their owners are. But you know who their brewer, designer, consultant is.
Not Hispanic.
All those recipes are written. No, it's one of the two greatest Chicago beer guys. Thank you.
Who would be?
Randy and Hosier, and what's his name?
Hosier. Hosier, not Hispanic.
Right, but it's either Randy or the other guy. There's two guys out there that work with Siebel that are the fucking flavor creators of the world. I mean, top-notch guys. And he designed their beers.
You missed what I said then. Not the brewer.
You said Hispanic owned, and I said that's fine.
Owned.
Wholly owned.
Never said it was fine.
Right, but I'm just saying, no. I said it might be fine. He may not have ownership, but I think he would have an ownership deal. But those Hispanic recipes were designed by a white guy from Chicago.
But I met these guys at one of the years we were at Hunipo, and they brought some fantastic beers. Their Porter I can't even read the hell I wrote here. El Bazaron.
It's normal though.
La Pina de Mis Oros, something like that. But still, these things, it was like almost like a dry pina colada sour. The other was a fantastic porter. They're putting out some great liquid, so I had to throw a 5 Rabbit on there.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that. Now, what about you? Come on, let's hear him.
I'll go easy peasy. Okay. I'll start with Half Acre. Daisy Cutter's crazy, but
classic.
It's a classic. It is. But Lead Feather, actually, if you ever had it, it's a dark ale. It's really, really, really.
You like the dark ale?
I like a dark ale. Imagine that. Me?
Can't be.
Let's see. That's impossible to fathom.
Is it a pastry dark ale?
It's not a pastry dark ale. I do not.
No, unfortunately, the northeastern of New Jersey.
It's not a dark ale milkshake either.
Northeastern New Jersey and one place down in the Tampa area has taken up all the lactose in the country.
Are you talking about Bolero?
No.
Those motherfuckers. I mean, we should have known when he made a symbol a cow.
Exactly.
Come on. Like,
I
love that his horns on a thing that clearly makes nothing but milk.
Did you watch the John Hall episode when he was on?
What he said on the podcast?
On your show.
On our show.
Yeah.
Do you know how much I have to listen to John Hall? Why would I extra listen
Actually, it's the other way around. We
true.
really feel sorry for how much he has to listen to you.
No, stop.
Oh, come on.
But anyway, no, he said, in the middle of the show, he said, is Bolero a registered dairy now?
See, that's why I love him. That's fucking mean. That is fucking horrible.
It came out of John's mouth. So.
He's a bad person.
Well, I think that was prompted by me pointing. I think that was prompted by me pointing to the gallon of milk in his beer fridge and asking if he had a growler Bolero in there.
It was in his beer fridge with the glass on the front of it.
That's even worse.
Yeah. So it was the two of them. I was just an innocent bystander.
Oh yeah, you were innocent.
So anyway,
I worry that their sense of humor is going to get them in trouble.
I'm sure. Yeah, right. So anyway, Lead Feather. It's dark ale from Half Acre Brewing. I got to mention Pipeworks. Ninja versus Unicorn has just been a great beer for years. Super big and
and all the variants of it. Yeah, and then it's not a beer for any IPA drinkers that just drink zero IBU New England IPAs, that kind of thing. So, but
not a fluffy.
No, not at all. But it's really good Imperial IPA. So that's my number 2. And then I got to go. There's just so many beers out there, but Revolution's Straight Jacket, their English barley wine, just such a good beer. Just really good stone fruit, molasses.
I'd like to have your tasting menu. I think you've got the right
you know what? My 4th was actually a Revolution as well, Cafe Death.
Well, Death's Tar is their Russian Imperial.
Yes, Cafe.
This time around, the Revolution will not be televised.
There you go. So,
actually, it'll all be on social media.
I very much.
But what's in your glass right now, by the way? Before you leave, what's in your glass?
Some Peternat.
And we'll never know.
We may never know. Some what?
Sparkler.
Okay.
Peternat. It's a grape. Pink sparkler. Natural organic wine. So the people Brian was hanging out with, are natural wine importers, and that's what they were doing in there while I was talking to you guys. So,
gotcha.
And when I was done with my I was like, you're going through too fast. I asked Brian to pour me a glass of what he was drinking, and that's what I've got.
There you
go. And you need to go in and grab some food now.
Anyway, love you both.
You got it. We will talk to you soon. We will let everybody know.
I will see you soon.
You got it.
People the 12.
He cut himself off.
He cut himself off. There you go.
That's awesome.
But I think he was going to say, people, I'll see you all on the 12th. There you go.
See you all on the 12th.
I was actually going to say something funnier and probably, put him on the spot.
He stole your thunder as usual.
So there you go. But those Chicago's. There's a lot of good beer coming out of Chicago, and I'd be remiss to say, and you and I talked about it earlier on the show. I'd be remiss to say, and I know it's big beer. I know money goes to AB InBev, but some of the Goose Island Bourbon County brand stouts, the variants are really well done. I mean, they're not getting brewed by AB InBev, right?
No, they're not.
They're getting brewed by Goose Island still.
But it's where the money goes that bothers me.
It's where the money's going, exactly. But But the proprietors is just amazing.
I remember when I think it took Carrie to her first beer festival. It was one of Allison's, and I said, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a beeline for Goose Island, and we're going to grab some BCBS.
Yeah.
And I was, by other friends, called out, you said you would never, ever drink Goose Island again. I said, no. I said I would never buy a Goose Island again, but if one was given to me. And then they thought they had me and said, yes, but you paid for the tickets. So in essence, you paid for the beer. I'm like, no, Allison comped me the tickets, so fuck you. That's why I was like, I am free to go drink as much BCBS as I friggin' like right now.
And I mean, I know it's a gray area too, but if you did pay for the ticket and you didn't drink it, then that money wasn't going there. And it's not like they're going to, because you took a sample of
it's already paid for.
You're not paying for it. You paid to get in there.
But the fact that I had given money to get in and then would have drank it, that would have bothered me. But the fact that they were comped, I'm like, I can go drink as much as I want with a clear conscience and screw them.
The regular BCBS is well done. I mean, look, it's one of the OG bourbon barrel stouts, right?
It is one. The OG was Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No, I said one of the OG.
Yeah, one of. It was Kentucky. Kentucky was the first ones that did it and was like, it's okay. It's an okay beer.
Right.
It's not an awful beer. It's not a fantastic beer.
Sure.
But BCBS is the beer that everyone, they brewed that, people drank and went, oh my God, this is what it can be.
Sure.
That was the one that really put it out there. And it was the first one that was so well done that everyone else decided, okay, we need to do this.
Right.
And that's when the bourbon distilleries decided, we got to stop giving this shit away. We got to sell these barrels.
Start selling the barrels, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, the regular one is just it's well done. But some of the variants, so the proprietors is just.
They did have that. They did have that 1 year that things went a little wrong on some of them.
Yeah, but that was just the regular BCBS. But a couple. I
thought it was another one that went bad on them.
It was the regular, I believe.
It was just the regular.
I believe it was just the regular. I could be wrong.
I thought the rye went wrong. I thought the rye went awry.
The rye went awry. So, well, I think it was 2013, 2000. This was 2016 is the year in question.
Yeah.
But whatchamacallit, 2013, 2014, I think it was. The vanilla rye was just amazing.
Yeah,
and
there's some great years for that.
And the Northwoods too that year too was crazy. That was
you didn't point out the beautiful mug I'm drinking out of.
That is a very nice mug. Why don't you tell us about that mug, Dave?
Yeah. This bad boy is sterling silver, actually.
Sterling silver. Beautiful.
And I'll tell you one thing, Sakura looks absolutely beautiful in this.
It does. Very nice.
Oh, geez, I just got dripped some beer into my keyboard here.
Oh, look at that. Well, anyway. Your keyboard should deserve a little sip of a good beer, too, every now and then. So. No.
and so I just I took a screenshot of the beer menu, the menu for the beer dinner.
Right. I can always send you the full one too, so you can actually see it better. But
and I
thought you froze for a second there. I was wondering.
No, because I'm looking at this because I had sent it to Carrie to look at, and the reply back was, "Oh my God."
Well, let's look at it really quick. Let's talk about this because that was the main reason for this particular podcast, right? We had Augie on.
Yep.
He was obviously not supposed to be in Seattle. That was a spur of the moment thing. He was supposed to come back on Sunday, so it was going to be him sitting, talking, and we'd probably be going for another hour at this point. Having a few other beers, but he was out in Seattle, so. And we thank him very much for coming on, taking the time out of his trip in Seattle.
Oh, wait a second. Now he has more appearances than Tom now, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He does. He is leading with 4 right now. Tom and Matt.
3.
Tom and Matt have 3.
Tom and Matt both have 3.
Matt both have 3. So.
We're planning on having Matt on. Well, Matt will be on when Augie's on next.
Again, so Matt will have 4, but that'll be number 5.
Augie will be at 5, and then
number 2 for Ryan as well. So.
And number 2 for Ryan, but we're planning on having Matt on another time if we can get Mr. Backman on.
This is true, and
so
that'll happen as well.
But we'll have to we'll get Tom on again.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Tom will be on soon, and I did
because he's a fan favorite.
Absolutely, and I would be remiss to not put this up. This was from a little while ago. Tom said, "Oh, you guys."
Yeah, there he is.
Now, did he mean it? Now I'm trying to figure out. Did he mean it? Oh, you guys are. Oh, you guys.
Yeah, you guys?
Oh, no.
There'd be a
You
comma
guys?
after O, and he's actually pretty good with his grammar.
Right. So there you go. But in any event, what you got? So let's look at the menu really quick. So we're going to put this up on again. If you're watching this right now, this will be up to.
We didn't end the story of this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish, please.
So this is one of my gifts for staying with my company for 25 years. I will have a second one of these, and when I have a second one of these, this will go in, and I will have the Beer Samurai logo engraved onto
Very
this.
Nice. Very nice.
I can't wait for that.
That's very nice.
But until then, I will drink out of this.
Nice. But in any event.
Anyway, so let's put the menu up. Get the menu up.
So I'll put it up in a second. I was just going to say, anybody watching this right now, we will have this up on our Facebook or Instagram, everywhere else will be shared. It's going to be shared. You got to go to the Cloverleaf Facebook and Instagram page, Clover Tavern in Colville, New Jersey, and you can actually, I'm sure it'll be up on cartons as well. The beer dinner is going to be, it's going to start at 6 o'clock on Tuesday, October 12th. It's 4 weeks from tonight. And the podcast, our podcast, is going to start live from there at 6:15. And as soon as the podcast is done, we're going to go right into the beer dinner.
Yep.
And I'll throw the menu up, and we'll just look at it once again. There it is. We're looking at the first course is going to be crispy goat cheese, sliced roasted beets, crispy bacon, and tangled up honey glaze, which is honey glaze made with the beer it's being paired with, tangled up blueberry sour.
It's a blueberry
Highlander
Weiss.
Highlander Weiss. There you go. And
I'm checking the Cloverleaf's Facebook page right now. It's not up yet.
It's not up yet. Well, he literally sent this to me 15 minutes before we started the show. So my guess is it's going up tomorrow on there as well. Second course, charcuterie board. It's got duck pastrami, capicola, salami, aged cheddar, brie, Swiss crackers, and festy figgy jam. And that's going to be paired with Carton's Festy Fest beer.
Just bring 5 courses of that to me.
There you go. Just 5 of those.
I may change my mind as we move on here.
Oh, there we go. Third course, seafood. It's going to be Prince Edward Island mussels braised with something nice.
And when they say something nice, it's just not being obscure here. Something nice is the name of the beer.
It's not just braised with just randomly something nice. The name of the beer it's paired with is a table beer. It's 5.3% table beer. It's named something nice. But it's also, so it's the mussels are braised into something nice, and it's also going to include roasted brats, diced potatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, and crispy
brats.
Brats.
John, yes. You don't like brats, do you?
Me? Brats? No. Yes, I love brats. And by the way, I will admit, while it's on the website, it's on my my Jersey Johnny TLR Instagram. And guess what I had for lunch today?
Did you have brats?
I had brats for lunch. Yes.
I did not.
I had a brat along with some of the green chili that I made for Sunday.
I will probably have brats for dinner tomorrow.
There you go. All right. Course number 4. Anyway, back to that.
Wait a second. Roasted brats, diced potatoes, sun-dried tomatoes. Oh.
Sun-dried tomatoes and crispy onion.
There we go. With the 5.3% table beer.
5.3% table beer, something nice, right? Steak and ale pie. It's the 4th course.
Love steak and ale pie. I had a really great steak and ale pie up in I can't remember the town. It's outside of Acadia at Airline Brewing.
There you go. Well, hopefully this. I'm going to take a guess that this steak and ale pie will at least rival that one you had.
At least rival.
At least rival, right?
At least.
So it's going to be sirloin braised with this state needs more pubs.
And we agree with that.
We agreed with that. That's a brand new English brown that Carton made. So sirloin braised with this state needs more pubs. English brown ale, diced pumpkins, acorn squash, peas, carrots, mushrooms, and a flaky pie crust.
That's diced pumpkin, not pumpkin spice.
No, diced pumpkins. Just a pumpkin meat.
You Starbucks fans, it's going to be diced pumpkin. This one sounds interesting.
Yeah, this is very interesting.
And I love steak and ale pie. This is going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
But here we go.
Then we get to course number 5. Course number 5.
Which would be dessert.
Stout tres leches. So
tres leches.
Tres leches.
Leches. Not leeches.
I didn't say leeches. I said leches. All right. Trezlechi's, I said it there. Trezlechi's cake.
Prepared. I just read it again.
Prepared, thank you. That was a Freudian slip there. Prepared with hoopla. Hoopla is Carton's 11.5% bourbon barrel aged stout, conditioned on candied coconut and vanilla beans.
That sounds god awful.
Oh, I couldn't drink more than 2 or 3 gallons of that.
Oof, but
I literally probably couldn't
5%.
drink more than 2 or 3 gallons of that.
I did have a fifth. I did have a fifth can to open.
Did you? Oh, you're gonna drink. You're gonna drink Sunday, are you?
No, I will drink on Sunday.
I drink every Sunday. I watch the Giants, so I have to drink every Sunday.
You have to drink.
You
by the way, I'm going to hijack this whole stream for a second and mention that John is already in mid-season form with his posting during Giants games. I think there was something about a 30-year-old condom full of holes offering more protection than the Giants' offensive line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Did I get that right?
A 30-year-old condom with holes offers more protection than the Giants.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Because the Giants, for the first 10 minutes, looked okay.
That was about it.
And then after that, the wheels completely fell off.
Offense couldn't stay on the field. Defense couldn't get off the field.
It's gonna be a long season. But the only good thing about it being about them sucking this much is it makes John's Facebook posts just all that more colorful and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I couldn't get that word out. So anyway, back to the menu, to the Tres Leeches.
3 leeches. To the 3 leeches. Stout Tres Leches.
Wow.
So it's a cake prepared with the hoopla, topped with shaved chocolate and hoopla chocolate sauce.
Tell you what. So you look here, it's a 5-course dinner with pairing. It's $75 per person.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of people look at the $75 and go, that seems like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting 5 beers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you look at it, a pour of beer is typically $8.
Say 6 or 7. Just say 7. There you
go. Let's say 7.
Right.
35.
That's $35 right there.
$40 for a 5-course meal.
Mm-hmm.
This to me is a steal, considering exactly what we're looking at on that list, the quality of the food that Cloverleaf pumps out,
mm-hmm.
and the quality of the beer that Carton pumps out, and it's worth it just to drink with us.
Sure, you get to drink with. You not only get to drink with Dave and I, but you get to drink with Augie Carton, and I'm sure Ryan's gonna be there.
Ryan may be bopping around. Ryan Dorchik will be bopping around. We will have.
He's gonna be mopping around. He's gonna be bopping around.
I said bopping.
I thought you said mopping the first.
No,
time.
I said bopping. He may be. No, he pays people to mop.
This is true.
Our producers will be there.
Yeah, they will be on the show too. So we're gonna have the show's gonna be. It's not even going to be an abridged version of the show. It's going to be. It might be a little shorter than the average show, but not too much. It's going to be. The two of us will have Augie on the show as well. Ryan will be on the show as well, and we'll have Brian and Matt.
And we may start a little earlier.
Matt's going to be helping. Matt's going to be helping out a little bit with the
the technical side of it.
Some of the technical side things too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be starting a little early.
And Brian will be there.
Brian will be there. He's gonna have to have his iPad, so anything we need looked up, he actually can physically look at it right then, as is actual. Yeah.
Because Matt will be too busy playing with the lighting
and some other camera work. And stuff.
John and I will have our significant others, and John will have his son,
mm-hmm.
as previously mentioned, his first legal beer.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure it's his first beer, right?
Yes, because he is a law abider.
Sure, he's never had anything like that.
And I just opened the Sunday, and he's a law abider, and his father has never ever decided to break the law and actually sneak him a beer before he was 21.
I would
never happen.
I never did that. I didn't drink until I was 21. Did not. Yeah.
And John's also not a liar, nor am I. And so he will be there. It's going to be a great night.
So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. And it's gonna be fun. The podcast is gonna be fun. The show's gonna be fun. You guys are, obviously any shouting questions or anything like that. That's what makes it all the more fun. It should be a little interactive, so to speak. Let's leave it at that. But right after that, though, we commence with the beer dinner. And if you've ever been to a Carton beer dinner before, when Augie, gets up and he talks about each of the beers that are offered with the pairing and everything else, it's just it's a great time. So
I've been to at least 3 of them. One was at Cloverleaf. It was a Carton and Cane.
It was a joint beer dinner.
It was a joint beer dinner. That was a lot of fun.
No, let me correct myself. It was a joint Carton Cane.
Not a joint.
Not a joint beer dinner, because that would be a different pairing also altogether.
No one's ever done one of those that I know of.
Don't think that has been done, but hey, anything's possible now. Everything's it's legal now, so
it's legal now. But the other 2 were at Poor Henry's, God rest its soul.
Right.
And one of them was I'm sorry.
Your nose was busy. It's okay. How's the nose feel on that beer?
The nose feels wonderful. Oh God, that beer's a good beer. So one of the ones at Poor Henry's. So where Poor Henry's used to be, I forget what they're calling it now, Black Rabbit or something like that. But it got bought because COVID sadly took down Poor Henry's. Mm-hmm. But if you went past Poor Henry's, went up the hill, turned up the hill a little bit, and then got to the Animator right, you wound up in the parking lot of Fossil Farms. Fossil Farms specializes in the more exotic meats.
Right.
And so they decided to do a beer dinner where every course had something from Fossil Farms in it.
Nice.
And exotic meat and beer is actually just an amazing pairing.
Yep.
So that was a lot. That was a fun.
I've had a lot of good things from Fossil Farms over the years. Wild boar sausage was probably one of the best.
Oh, the wild boar sausage is amazing. Yeah, so my oldest son is one of those people that will try anything. If you tell him there's donkey scrotum in this, he'll be like, well, let's see what it tastes like. He doesn't care. So
I have never consumed donkey scrotum in any way, shape,
you watch donkey scrotum quite often on Sundays.
Yeah, I watch it every Sunday at either 1 or 4.
Moose
this
ball.
week it'll be Thursday night. So
it'll be Thursday night. Gotcha. Sometimes it's on a Monday night where they really suck it up on national television.
Exactly.
But no, so he's really up for just about anything. So we're going through the coolers, and we see ground kangaroo meat.
Okay.
And I'm like, let's make some kangaroo burgers. He's like, all right. Those things are absolutely delicious.
Did they hop off the bun?
They hopped right into our mouth and right down our throats and made us extremely happy.
And you were just going bouncing around like that. Right?
It was, oh my God, mate, it was so good.
Now,
as good as the wild boar sausage was, those kangaroo burgers were even better. They were the highlight of that meal.
Gotcha. Now, beer with scrotum testicles, if you will.
We're talking about Wing Coop now.
Sure. Augie was just in Denver, so I brought it up there again.
There we go. Yes, Rocky Mountain Oyster Stout.
Rocky Mountain Oyster Stout. It's actually, if you can get past the fact that there's bull testicles in the beer.
Yeah, or in your mouth.
Well, yeah. Well, they don't chop them up and serve them, put a spoonful of them and swirl it around in the beer. They brewed the beer with them.
They don't put a skewer through one and
with an olive and an umbrella.
Cocktail onion.
Right, exactly. But whatchamacallit, if you can get past the fact that they brewed the beer with the, bull balls, it's actually really good. Very velvety, silky, if you will.
Velvety.
Yeah.
So, really smooth criminals, huh?
Smooth criminals, exactly. So, anyway, on that note, the beer dinner is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. Get out there. Check out. We'll post it up again. If you're watching this, it'll be up tomorrow. If you're rewatching this,
something just dawned on me.
Well, what's that?
I have to work the next day.
Yeah, you do. I have to do work the next day as well, and also get ready for a sports podcast the next night as well. So,
I'm still looking forward to Augie's Hey Instafam thing tomorrow.
Yes, that's going to be interesting. Check that out.
Considering he's still drinking.
And what he's done for the last week.
And he's got to take a red eye tonight back to Jersey.
And be at the brewery at 7:30 tomorrow morning.
So if you guys are used to tuning into those, pay close attention to how
Make sure you watch tomorrow's. Yeah, exactly.
bloodshot Augie's eyes are.
Exactly.
And how much the words are slurred, and if he gets any of the pronunciation right.
Yeah. But yeah. So as far as the beer dinner goes, as I was saying, it's gonna be a great time.
Yes.
Between like I said, check it out. We're gonna post it up tomorrow. Again, if you're watching this now, it'll be up tomorrow. If you're rewatching this tomorrow, it's up already. Or if you're listening to this audio podcast, it's obviously up already. Yeah. It's been up already. Check out our Facebook page. The Log Room Guys. Facebook.
No, it's just Log Room.
It's at the Log Room. It's the Log Room Guys. Yeah. And then you can check out Instagram as well and Twitter and our website. We'll put it up on there. And then also the Cloverleaf Tavern's Facebook and Instagram, and of course Carton will have it up as well. Check that out. I'm sure it's going to be a link to purchase the tickets on the Cloverleaf. We'll have that link in our post as well. $75 for the 5 courses. Again, it's going to get you in. You get up there at 6 o'clock. We're going to start the podcast at 6:15. It's going to be a blast doing the podcast there. You guys watching us do it, and then right after that, we're going to commence right with the beer dinner. Augie's going to jump up. He's going to talk about each beer, all of that fabulous food, and the amazing beers.
Each dish and each beer.
Yep.
And why they pair together.
Absolutely.
So you will get to see a man who started in the foodie industry. He was a food blogger, restaurant blogger, turned to brewer. Take both his passions and talk about both of them for each one of these courses. So you're going to learn some stuff.
Yep. Yeah, you're going to learn a lot. And you're going to have a lot of fun, too, because you're going to, we're all going to be there. So you're going to be drinking with us and Augie and Ryan and Matt and Brian and everybody else. The whole Log Room Guys crew, Carton Brewing crew, and Cloverleaf crew as well. So it's going to be a fun night. So get out there. We can't wait to see you out there with it.
We expect some of the dipshits to be there.
Absolutely. They'll be fun. And it'll be, we mentioned a lot of them already anyway. So.
You'll get to see some of the people who have been mentioned on the show, who comment on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt Tom's going to make it.
It would be difficult for Tom to make it, but who knows? We can invite him and see.
Who knows?
You never know. You never know. So
drinking with Tom would be a blast and a half.
Absolutely.
And then 2 days completely missing from your life.
Pretty much. So, all right. Well, that's pretty much it. We'll talk about this obviously sporadically through each show. We got
ad nauseum.
Yeah, we got 3 other shows to do before we actually do that one. It's 4 weeks from today.
We may talk it up a little bit.
Exactly. Next week on the show, we have Brewery Sylvaticus from Amesbury, Massachusetts.
Tomorrow I will confirm with them.
It'll be good. It'll be a good show. They make great beer.
The Brewery Sylvaticus, their German styles are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've managed to control myself and save a couple for the show.
Very nice.
I've not been able to get any to John, and it's only because I'm being selfish and screw him. I want them all.
I have some German styles. They're not Brewery Sylvaticus, but I will be drinking my German style lagers that I.
Speaking of German styles, we were where I found Beach
drinking
and Whaler.
All lagers on the log room next week. That'll be great.
Yes, we'll be drinking all lagers.
Imagine that.
Where I found Whaler and Beach was down at the By-Right in Jersey City, right off the Holland Tunnel.
Sure.
And Carrie was looking for some stuff because they sell a lot of singles there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great place to get singles.
Beer, not people. They don't sell singles. It's not that type of establishment, but single cans you're talking about, single bottles of beer.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about. At any rate, so she was looking for, she's going through, and there was some, he was looking at the German beers, and so I had to grab a couple, and I saw one, grab that beer. You need to try this beer, and had her pick up a Zingu.
Nice.
And I remember back early, I was probably still in my 20s, and back then Zingu was
that was a long time ago.
A very long time ago, and Zingu was a scary beer.
Sure.
A black beer from the Amazon basin.
Mm-hmm.
We used to refer to it as Amazon scum water. but we hadn't really tasted it. We didn't really know what it was like. And when you think about it, Brazil really got into brewing the German styles because, well, that's where all the Nazis ran to right after World War II.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of German styles were born there, and Xingu is basically a Schwarz beer.
It's a tasty beer,
and it's actually quite tasty. You know, now that's no longer a scary beer.
Mm-hmm. It isn't. So, but Schwarz beers are good.
You like Schwarz beers?
I like a little. I like.
You like one every now and then.
The Schwarz beer with you.
Or the Schwarz.
The Schwarz. So anyway.
Anyway, so it's time for you to go and do your spiel.
It's time for me to do my spiel. It's not a Schwarz beer spiel. Say that fast 5 times.
Schwarz beer spiel?
Schwarz beer spiel. You can say it 5 times. There's no way you can say it 5 times. I couldn't.
Schwarz beer spiel, Schwarz beer spiel, Schwarz beer spiel, Schwarz beer spiel, Schwarz beer spiel.
It was close. Yeah.
I got an H in the fourth one.
Yeah.
The fourth one I screwed up, but I got 4 of the 5 right.
If you don't say it fast, you can do it. But in any event, Schwarz beer spiel.
Or Schwarz beer spiel.
I'm not going to do it. But anyway, all right. On that note, folks, we're going to post the stuff up. Check it out. We hope to see you out there. We're going to see you back here next week as well, obviously. But for now, we're going to wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LEGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night at 6:30. For those of you of course. And a couple of weeks, it's going to be earlier. And for those of you that just want to.
4 weeks, we will be supposedly going on at 6:15.
6:15, yes. So
we'll have some tech guys there.
So it'll be.
And we actually may possibly launch a little early. We'll see.
We'll be a little, 6:15-ish again. Maybe a little couple minutes early.
But maybe before.
Right.
I may be able to get there about 5:30ish, and we'll see about getting on the air by 6.
Well, the latest we're going on is 6:15. But pay attention that night because.
Hold him to that. Everyone, write this down. John said
we can't because we have to start the beer dinner. It's not just our podcast, and whenever we finish, we finish. There's something going on after, and there will be other people there to deal with the technical issues. So they're all going to be solved.
Other people
way prior. Matt is the other people. Matt's the other people. Oh, we got a comment. Hold on before I actually end it. And it would be Gene Lynch. Am I late?
Just a little, Gene.
A little bit. Thanks, Gene.
Hopefully, Gene will be one of the dipshits.
So we'll see.
And we say dipshit with all love, Gene.
And yeah, he says that. It's a term of endearment. He says that with all the love in the world. So.
With love. Hopefully, Gene will be at the beer dinner with us.
Right. So, and we will see.
And if so, we may. No, we'll see about getting him on camera.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We might bring him up as well. We'll see. But in any event, again, 6:30 on every Tuesday on Facebook and our YouTube channel. Anyway, for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Google Podcast. Plus, and we said this last week, the show is now available on Amazon Music Podcast as well as iHeartRadio. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much to Augie Carton for coming on and putting this beer dinner together with us with Ryan Dorchek from the Cloverleaf as well and his chef. This is going to be a great night. So hope you do get out there. Hope we see you there. But before that, we got a few other shows to do before that. Again, it's 4 weeks from tonight. But again, have a great rest of your week.
We do, and after the next show, we don't really have anyone to book. So if you want to be on the show, let us know.
He kids. Anyway,
a
little bit, yeah. Anyway, have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Drink a lot of beer. Drink responsibly, and we will talk to you soon, folks. Have a good one. Take care. Cheers.
Good night, folks.
Ciao.